All right. I said all right. Nobody's listening. I gotta put this down a little. I'm reconfiguring some things for the reconfigurations. Welcome, welcome. If you're in here live with me on Twitch, I appreciate it. If you are watching later on the YouTube, as the young kids call it, thank you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Appreciate you hanging out with me there. Make sure you follow me for free on YouTube and also follow me for free on Twitch. You can follow me on both. So doing some different things. Some setups are a little different. Let me see if I can adjust this. I think I can. Bobicus in the house. I got started on my second book yesterday. Wish me luck. Good luck. I hope you crush it. Like a crushing thing. Like a 2-ton heavy thing. All right. So I have on the... now I'm going to write it gently without a bunch of crushing force. Whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it takes. Sometimes I like to crush things. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? This is going to be one of those non-crushing stories. However you want to do it. Good luck with it, is what I say. That's what I say all the time. I say that a lot. Okay. I am writing starting at chapter 9 of one of my Patreon books. Hey, Detective Writer, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. I'm drinking Dunkin' strawberry coffee. It doesn't taste like strawberries, though. There's Tom Duffy. It doesn't taste like strawberries. It tastes like Victory. No, it doesn't taste like Victory either. It tastes like coffee. I don't think I put enough creamer, light and sweet Dunkin', of course, in it. Pretty good. Just so glad to have a day off today. Oh, yep. Yep. If you're off today for the holiday, good for you. My wife is off today, and she is over at her mother's because her sister is just started a new job last week. It's all online stuff, financial. She's in the financial district, and so she's got training, which normally isn't bad. But today she had a phone call at 11 a.m. and unfortunately, with their mom, she'll sometimes she won't remember because of the dementia, and she'll bang on the wall. Her sister's upstairs working. She'll be banging on the wall for something because like the dogs need to be fed or she needs to be fed or just some random thing. And so to minimize that and so her sister can remain professional while she's on a conference call with her new bosses, Shelly went over and she'll sit with her mom for an hour or so, actually about an hour and a half at least right now, and just hang out with her mom and keep her busy, feed her, do whatever, watch some TV with her and whatnot, just so her sister can actually get some work done. Normally, when she's doing these training modules or whatever it is she does, it's emails and stuff like that, so she doesn't need to. Her mother can bang on the wall all she wants. So, Yours and Tom's episode has been edited and scheduled for Monday, 3/4 at 3 p.m., so I'm so excited to share with you both. Awesome. Yep, me and Tom Duffy talking about our Heist trilogy on Detective Writers Podcast. So that will be obviously coming up in a couple of weeks. So looking forward to that. In case you couldn't tell, looking at the page, I've added something. Yes, I've gone crazy now. I've added the chat stream to the side because I noticed I dropped the first episode Friday onto YouTube. I'm gonna try something different. I'm combining like my Twitch, my YouTube, and my Patreon, commingling everything as much as possible. And I noticed when I'm talking, all you're seeing is me, my gorgeous face right up front, which I mean is probably enough for you. And then the little box where I'm writing. But I'm not. But as I'm talking or answering stuff, I never. I don't realize that people who are watching it on YouTube afterwards, and I've had a few people that watched the first episode from Friday. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go fancy. This is as fancy as I'm getting. So, like Tom just said, what's this new chat on the screen thing? Tom, I just literally explained it. So you will see that now going. And then always enough, I appreciate that, Bobicus. I'm not sure if I did it right. I'm not sure how high, as you guys are posting, I'm not sure how high up it will go. But it pops at the bottom. See, Chad Lutsky in the house. Everyone can see that now on YouTube. What's up, Armand? What are you working on today? Today I am working on one of the books that is a Patreon exclusive. So that's what I'm kind of playing with. I'm working on chapter 9, although chapter 5 will be next Thursday. So I'm well ahead on this one. I will probably work on 2 or 3 different things. As I was saying, Chad, I have my Patreon, my Twitch, and my YouTube, and I'm tying them as much together and reusing content and whatnot on all 3 as much as possible to make my life a little easier. I'm also looking into putting something else on, perhaps on Vela, perhaps one of my unfinished. I have 2 unfinished NaNoWriMo books from years ago, and my thinking is they're both horror. And my thinking is, even though I'm not releasing a ton of horror stuff, self-publishing or with publishers coming out, except for the last 3 Severed Press books I have due. You know what? Why don't I get some beta readers on what I have and put those chapters and then finish those 2 different books. I also have 2 other books that are finished, and I have another thing. So I have like 5 books that I could technically all put on Vela. I'm not going to put all 5 on Vela all at once. I'm probably just going to upload 1, and if it does well. The last one I did well, and I got really good monthly bonuses for it. But then all of a sudden it dried up, and I didn't realize, because there's no more chapters. Once the book is done, you don't get any more bonuses, and it's it's to tokens. It's like pennies on the dollar if you're lucky. I never made. I think I had 2 payments from Vela in the year that I did it, but I haven't done it in a year or so. I'm not even sure if it's really a thing anymore. If anybody's even paying attention to Vela, but I'm gonna put it up anyway. It's not gonna hurt, and it'll force me to finish one of those books. That way down the line somewhere, when I'm making a crap load of money with my crime thriller stuff, I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna pump out all of these horror books that I've just been sitting on. Chad never tried Vela. Your books might be too short for Vella. That's the problem. I know a lot of people say that. So when you finish, you get no more money. You get no more bonuses. You're getting bonuses. So I'm getting like the first. With Vella, you put up the first 3 chapters of your book, and then every week you put up another chapter. So, like this thing I'm doing now is probably gonna be like 50 chapters. I write like say I'm writing 50 chapters in a book. So that gives me almost a year of, Fridays, for instance, to put this up. And so in that year, I made, I think I made $300 was my top bonus for a month, and the least was $60. I averaged like say over $100. So about, I think I made $1,400 or $1,500 that year, just on bonuses. Okay, just on bonuses, and maybe like another $100 on sales on it. So it wasn't a ton of money, but again, it's just a book that's just sitting there, and it's on my hard drive, and it's not making me any money anyway. And I don't want to go through and release it, because to be honest with you, the horror stuff just isn't selling, what the other stuff is. So I'm like, you know what? Do I make say $1,500 on this book over the next year doing it this way, where I don't have to do anything? I don't need, like, you make up your own, you can make your own cover. You use a cover, but I'll just make something up. Uh, so it's just kind of like throwing it out there to just let people say, hey, I have something that you've never read, and if you really want it, this is the only way to read it. Also, when the book is done, you can also then take it off of Vella, and then you can sell it and do whatever you want with it too. So it's not just stuck there. So in the future, I could sell it anyway. Even if it's a Patreon book, if it's a Patreon book, as long as it's behind a paywall, I can write like this, what I'm writing right now, this Dying Days Patient Zero prequel. I can post this to Vella at the same time as I'm doing these chapters. Although I only do a chapter once a month, and they want once a week over there, so I would not do that. Chad says, I was thinking of seeing if Pandy Press, Lansdale's daughter's press, will take a submission. I've got a homeless novella. Good luck with that. Hopefully you do that. Tom says, and then when are you able to publish it outside of Vella? As soon as it's done on Vella, you take it down, you request them to take it down. I've had people say, oh, they take it down within a couple of days. I've had people say, I fought with them for a month or two. And then you take it down off of Vella, and then you do whatever you want with it. Then you can sell it or whatever. And obviously, if you try to sell it to a publisher, you got to let them know, hey, this was on my Patreon, or this was on Vella, or whatever. But if you just want to self-publish it, then you knock it out and self-publish it. And it's writing or publishing a chapter a week. So again, the money isn't huge, but I guess they're making enough money because it's still around after 2-3 years, and it's a token system. So everybody starts with like 150 or 200 tokens or something like that. And then depending on the length of your chapters, Vella will assign, 1 to 10 or 1 to 5, whatever, I forget what it is, how many coins it is to read each chapter. And you also get, the first 3 chapters are free for anybody to read. So that's like the hook. So, I mean, it's not a great system, but it's not a bad system. I'm thinking about it. It's on my list. I'm trying to do top tier things for me to do. One of them that last week was to attach my Twitch to the YouTube, as the young kids say, the YouTube. And then the other thing was to do this the chat scroll on the page, which looks like it's working. So there you go. So that's what we're doing. And then obviously to get some freaking writing in this week. So I wrote Saturday. I did a chapter of the book me and Tom Duffy are working on our next trilogy. I wrote a chapter on that, and then yesterday I did not write. I relaxed. I read a lot. It was awful rainy and cold here, which was nice. I felt guilty until I looked and I'm like, oh, good, Tom didn't finish his chapter, so I don't feel bad. I would have felt really bad if Tom had like knocked off his chapter Sunday morning and was waiting for me, but he did not, so I was good. He wrote some. So I was like, all right, you know what? Good. That way I don't have to worry about it. Then we went to Outback last night, me and the wife. And I did not order appetizers. I ordered their Alice Spring chicken, whatever it's called, and a piece of 8 ounce of some kind of meat, steak or something. And it was good. I have not eaten yet today. I had a cup of coffee this morning, a Reaper's Brew coffee with I think Snickers. Yes, Snickers creamer in it. And now I'm having Dunkin' strawberry coffee with Dunkin' light and sweet, but I didn't pour enough in. And there's like some weird taste to the. Like if you just handed this to me and said, "Here, what is this?" I would not have picked strawberry. It's not bad. It's pleasant, but it has like a more of a, I don't know, like a flowery flavor. I don't know. It's weird. No shrimps on the Barbie. No. I've been eating a lot of salmon. With the getting the home chef meals, I've been eating salmon, at least one of those 3 meals, and I was like, you know what? I don't want seafood. I don't want seafood this week. I'll probably make I think I got a chicken one and I got a stuffed meatloaf one that I need to make, which I will do tonight. But get all the windows open so the cats are like, ooh, smells outside. There's let me push my face against the screen and listen and smell things. Sons of bitches. Two young kids from the neighborhood came and looked through the Little Free Library before and grabbed a couple of books, but they didn't close the bench all the way. So now hopefully my wife will call on her way home and I'll say, hey, stop at Dunkin' and get me a iced cold brew coffee, light and sweet with mocha, and probably a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich. Oh, and then while you're doing all that for me, could you close the library? There you go. So, it's nice today, 58 degrees here and sunny in Jacksonville, Florida. Anybody doing anything exciting this weekend? Anybody do anything exciting? Do anything past tense, because it's not the weekend anymore. For a second, I thought it was Saturday. I don't know why. Anybody do anything exciting? Last night, me and my wife, after we came back from Outback, we watched The Hill, Randy Quaid baseball movie based on true story. Ricky Hill, ball player who played in the minor leagues. It was good. It was one of those tear jerkers. And then we watched the first 3 episodes of 6 of Fubar, the Arnold Schwarzenegger comedic spy thing on Netflix. We watched half of that. We'll watch the other half probably tonight, because I think starting tomorrow night or Wednesday, my wife will be over at her mom's basically all the way through to the weekend, because her sister is going away. She has a trip for 3 or 4 days, and obviously someone needs to be with my mother-in-law at all times. And there's also 400 dogs over there, so my wife has to be over there with her mom and the dogs. So she'll work from over there and everything, and maybe we'll meet up Friday night or something for dinner. So I'm on my own, like an animal. I'm on my own, probably from tomorrow on. Tom says, yesterday I had a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich on a cinnamon raisin bagel with, wait for it, caramelized onions. Weird, but that is weird. I might have to try that. That's interesting. Chad said I did all the things I said I was going to do, but didn't get as much reading in as I would have liked. There's always a sacrifice, right? Always a sacrifice. Randy Quaid before he went all mental. No, Dennis Quaid. Did I say Randy Quaid? Dennis Quaid. At one point, Dennis Quaid leans over to say something to his son, and I said, if you know what you're doing, stay away from my brother. He's insane. Shelley thought that was funny. Did I say Randy Quaid? Randy Quaid has been mental for like, I don't know, 20 something years now, you know? It started when everything crashed for Y2K. The world went to hell then. Good old Randy Quaid. my bad if I said Randy Quaid. The hell would you watch a Randy Quaid movie at this point for? You know, I hope Randy's not watching. Starting to send me messages and stuff. Although, Randy, if you are out there, I hope you're doing well. It's time I'm getting some like stuffed meatloaf or something. I don't even know what's in it. I don't even remember what's in it. I'm going to do that. Now I'm hungry thinking about Duncan. This is also a reminder for everyone on Twitch to resubscribe or subscribe if you have not already. It's free if you have Amazon Prime. Use your Twitch Prime to get that, or it's a couple of bucks, which is worth it. It helps me. It helps you. All this great content. His best role was on National Lampoon. Obviously, that's a good one. He's also good in the as a lunatic in Independence Day, which I think is way closer to his personality. I think if you take the two roles and put them together, that's probably, well, I know that's him based on all the videos him and his crazy wife used to shoot. Is he even around anymore? Has anybody even heard? Has anybody checked on Randy Quaid? Please, everyone, stop what you're doing right now. Check on Randy Quaid. Make sure he's all right. Just don't get too close or let him know you're outside looking, because he will get crazy. I just want to finish the page here, you know, on this one. Detective Ryder says, has anyone else gotten several ads already? I've gotten about 3. You got to subscribe. If you subscribe, you don't get any ads. That's the idea. It's the idea behind this. And again, if you have Amazon Prime, just in the drop down to subscribe, it'll give you an option for Twitch Prime, which is totally free for you. And it helps me out. Tom W says, we binge watched The Masked Singer yesterday. I could have sworn the guy was Dennis Quaid, but it was Lou Diamond Phillips. Isn't that really the same person? And isn't Dennis Quaid really Lou Diamond Phillips? When they need more of an ethnic character, they're like, Dennis, you're now Lou Diamond Phillips. Can Lou Diamond Phillips sing? I guess he did the La Bamba thing, right? So he probably, I guess he can sing. Chad says, speaking of subscribing, did you sub to my channel yet, Armand? Your YouTube? Yes, I am subscribed to that. I'm going to be honest, totally honest with you. I have not watched it yet. I'm not really a big YouTube watcher. But last time when I was on there on Friday to upload Friday's episode, you did pop up and I did subscribe. So, good luck. Awesome, I would try that. I just think with technology, as long as you subscribe, I would appreciate it, Detective Rider. Again, it doesn't cost you anything, and it makes me a couple of dollars, which makes me very happy. Yeah, it was pretty good. Okay, I would not watch that show, and luckily my wife would not want to watch that show. Appreciate the sub. We're at 296 now, a long way from our goal, but we're creeping. 500 is the goal, right? 500 and a crap load of hours watched. Like I have on my YouTube, I have a ton of my walk-in talks, which drop to Patreon every Friday, and then usually like 2 or 3 weeks later, they'll go from unlisted to public on YouTube, but they're literally 3 to 5 minutes each. So if I have to do like 3,000 hours of watches in order to get to the money level, that's a crap load of those. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to put the YouTube, I'm going to put the Twitch stuff up there as well and do different things. So, there you go. At least she doesn't make me watch Skinwalker Ranch. That is very true. My wife refuses to watch that. In fact, she made it perfectly clear, hey, I'm going to be gone this week. So if you want to watch Curse of Oak Island, if you want to watch the Bermuda Triangle, if you want to watch any of those shows, knock yourself out. You can watch them on your own. Oof. 500 is a goal with 3K hours watched, but 1K goal is for ad revenue. Oh, so you got to hit 1,000 for ad revenue. And how many hours is this? 3,000 or 4,000 hours watched. People are hitting it though, right? People are getting it. 4K. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, I mean, you're like 30% there. Not bad. As far as the subscribers, you get there. If somebody like Jason can get there, then you can get there. We've been live for 3 weeks, so not too bad. Exactly. That's not bad at all. You know what? Like all the rest of these things, you just keep building it up and building it up. I'm not doing some crazy pushes on stuff. I'm just hoping that I get people who will watch these Twitch after the fact, and then will watch them on YouTube, because then I will eventually get there. It might take me a year, might take me 10 years, whatever. Might never get there. Tom says, I'll subscribe if I'm number 300. Do I get a prize? Yes. Yes, that picture that Chad has of him and the ferrets naked, with him just laying there, and then the ferrets conveniently over his private areas, his many 7 or 8 private areas he has on his body, just ferrets covering them. Great picture. I have it on my wall. You can't see it from here to the angle. I have a big one on my wall, a 100 by 100 foot one. It's a big wall. I'm liking the feed thing there. You get every book I've ever written, all signed with hair samples inside. Also, a $300 Amazon gift card. Oh, that's nice. Oh, Amazon gift card. That's nice. Chad, I hope the new book is selling well. I'm still reading. I'm about 85% because I'm reading it on the Kindle Fire. The Thomas Ligotti, his first two short story releases combined into one. So I got maybe 2 or 3, 4 stories left. I only read like 1, maybe 2 stories a night, depending on how long they are. Some of them are crazy long. Some of them are not long at all. They are all very nihilistic and dark, though. I also finished this morning. I finished that short story I was writing for the Thomas Ligotti anthology, or the magazine coming up. I finished that story this morning, so you can't send it in until March 1st through 7th. So I will do an edit. I got a couple of people who are beta reading it for me, and then I will edit that and send it in and see what happens. Never read Ligotti. I'm reading Ruins by somebody or another and Old Too Soon by Brian Bowyer. Very good. I have a bunch of stuff I just bought because I'm a weak person. There's also a book, I forget the name of it, that I saw that everybody on Goodreads was reviewing and liked. It's a brand new crime thriller. I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, I was like, you know what? I'm going to read this. So I go on Amazon. It was like $14.99 for the Kindle version of it. And like $25 is just in hardcover. So it's like, well, let me go to my public library website. And there it was. So that should be in a couple of days or so, which will force me to leave the house at some point this week. Oh, Friday I have lunch or breakfast at the cafe with the Amelia Island Writers Group. And I'll probably end up going to that on Friday. And then Saturday I have the Amelia Island Book Festival. Ligotti wrote a long nonfiction book which was all about how the world would be better if people ended their existences. Yeah. There are pieces in the 2 collections that are supposedly nonfiction pieces, I guess. They are really like that kind of crap. They're really dark, like basically we should all kill ourselves. And I think the world would be better kind of thing. Hunter just sent me his new book, Combustible, so I'll probably be tackling that sometime soonish. Nice. I've seen the cover for that. It's pretty good. I still got a couple of Hunter's books on my Kindle that I've not gotten to. Problem is, every book I read, I add like 5 books in that week, which is the problem. Is the font good on the chat thing on the page itself? Not the chat you guys are in, but the chat scroll thing. Because I was like, you know what? I'm going to learn this. I'm not going to ask anybody. Normally I would have asked Jay Wilburn, obviously. I'm like, I'm going to figure this out. And so I went and I Googled it. I went to the Google machine. And it could be a little easier. Right. So the font he said to use, I used, obviously. But I'm thinking it might not be it's too thick. It might not be the right font. But again, I'll play with it. Probably attitude change. Let me write that down. Change Twitch font. I'll hopefully remember that is. If I don't, probably on Wednesday's episode. Maybe I'll be on tomorrow. Probably be on tomorrow. I'll say, hey, anybody know what change Twitch font means? That don't make any sense to me. And then you guys will say, yeah, the scrolling thing. So I just got to figure out how I did it and get back to that. Should be interesting. So my wife has been gone for over 2 hours now. I would imagine a phone call for work for training thing would be like an hour, right? It seems a lot longer. Oh wait, there's a message here. Yep. I gotta tell her to. Can you possibly bring me a cold brew and a sausage, egg, and cheese from Dunkin'? Then I always say please and thank you. Because I'm a gentleman. I'm really a gentleman. Rennie Quaid probably kidnapped her after hearing this stream. That could be. She's actually going to get her mom something to eat. And then she will be home, hopefully, with some food, some things for me, which will be good. And since she's off today, there's no work today, which is good. I will probably more than likely take the afternoon off with her. And again, I wrote 789 words this morning and finished that short story. So I get a page here's another 400 or 500. I will be happy with my my output. Now that also means that if Tom, not pushing you, but if you finish this fucking chapter, that means I can start on mine tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. Give me incentive to wake up and roll out of bed and do this. It's gonna be very hard without my wife here. I know Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, she will not be here. So it'll be crazy for me to the incentive to even wake up and get out of bed. Because a lot of times I will hear her alarm will go off, and if I'm not sleeping heavy enough, it will wake me up and my brain turns on, which is the worst thing ever. What did she say? What did she say? I said okay, but I said OL instead of okay. She's saying she can definitely do it, but she's heading to the store now, so she's going to be an hour or more because it's 20 minutes each way to the Publix. She didn't say it like to the Publix like an old person, but specifically that Publix. Mr. Frank in the house. Finally. Detective Writer says, my dad is making lasagna and I really need to learn. I'm writing the ingredients. You gotta know how to make lasagna. It's a delicious, delicious food. Your display looks slightly different. If you had been here 40 minutes ago, you would know that because I'm dropping these to the YouTube afterwards, and I noticed on the first one, as I'm going through the chat and talking with people, then no one that's watching it later on YouTube, and there have been a few people, know what the hell I'm talking about if I just answer instead of reading. So I was like, you know what? And I figured that out by myself. So there's that part of it now. You can also see it there. I got to change the font. Chad Glutsky has already told me I have to change the font. And I get it. I do. It's not as great. But I'm getting there. I learned something, so I'm there. I'm legit afraid of using the oven. Why? What's wrong with the oven? Don't tell me you microwave everything. Don't tell me use an air fryer, because it's not a fryer. It doesn't fry anything. The name of it is erroneous. Look at you updating and shit. Yeah, right? Right? I'm like almost into the 2020s here now. And I learned it myself. I made a note of it, and I did the YouTube video of it, and so I'm learning things. Now we have an air fryer, but the oven is frightening. Were you burned as a child? Were you threatened as a child that somebody was going to cook you in an oven? It's like you're a 45-year-old man again, right? And I feel so alive. Yeah, it feels like my whole life's ahead of me instead of really I'm at the back end. I'm late into the third act of this life. So hopefully that means by like say 2 o'clock, my wife will be home with my cold brew and sandwich from Dunkin'. That would be good. No, it's more like the smoke alarms in every apartment go off, and it's so annoying. I just take those down. Who needs smoke? Exactly. We have I don't know, like say 6 smoke alarms in our house, and I think 3 of them right now don't have batteries because I am too stupid to when they start just doing that annoying beep, which means okay, you got to change the battery, and then I pull the battery out, and then it goes off, and then I put a new battery in, and I hit the reset thousands of times, and it just keeps going. So I think half of them now don't have, but they're still strategically placed in the house. So the 3 that are in there should still work if there's a fire. I don't know. Every year they send you more batteries, and then my wife's like, "Well, throw these in the drawer." Although with this new cat, she's eventually going to set the house on fire. So. Here's the thing, too. You're in an apartment building. Somebody else has probably got smoke alarms that are working. So even if your house catches on fire, your apartment catches on fire, somebody else will figure it out. You're good. So at this point, I'm hoping that with my wife gone for several days, that I will get a lot of writing in. Again, the problem is I don't have any deadlines. My wife is one of my beta readers for the Down and Dirty book, and she's about a third of the way done with that, going through, giving me notes and suggestions and edits and whatnot. So I'm waiting for 2 other people. I have 3 people total looking at that one. I'm waiting for the other 2 people to get back to me. So I made the mistake of saying no rush, and now I feel like I want to rush them because I started the second book, but I just started the second chapter of that. I was going to write on that one again today too, but I guess it depends on how long I'm on here with you guys, and then when my wife comes home with food. I'm not even hungry. It's 1 o'clock. I ate at 8 o'clock last night. Maybe 9 o'clock. I stopped. So Tom says I watched the new Chobot. Do you think she owns multiple pairs of those pants, or she just wears the same one every? That's an excellent question because it's always that pair of pants. They don't really do anything for her butt. I mean, she's a skinny girl. I don't know what. I don't know why. Like I look at her and I'm like, I should not be attracted to her, but there's something there. Anyway, yeah, I believe she probably packs like 4 pairs of those same pants all the time. I also read something about her that what the hell's going on here? There's a fire truck. What are they doing? Oh my god, oh, they're opening the fire hydrant. They better not be dumping that shit everywhere. Right? They're opening the fire hydrant. 2 firemen. This is a free window look, people. Free window look. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go put the batteries back in real quick. Like, why is there a fire truck in front of my house after we were talking about fire alarms? Maybe I would imagine they're testing all of the fire hydrants. We have a hydrant in front of our house, near my little free library. So they better not kick that thing on and squirt my little free library. Holy crap. Yeah, so they opened it. I guess they got to relieve the pressure, whatever they do on that. Now they're closing it up. Look like very disgusting water popped out of that. Now they're getting back in, and they'll go to the next one. All right. If we were in one of the 5 boroughs, as soon as they opened that, 37 kids in their underwear would have run out and started playing in the water. Didn't happen. Yep, the annual hydrant flush. I've never ever seen them do that before. I watched the micro wrestling doc all weekend. Now I have a fetish. Did you watch the TV show? The micro wrestling TV show, or the documentary? There's a documentary about it. There's also the TV show that they just finished. 6 episodes. They just finished the. Yeah, they're actually going to be in town next month at some point. My son's where he works, his tattoo shop. They're doing a wrestling event with them in the parking lot on a Friday night coming up with the micro wrestlers, which should be a lot of fun. So me and Shelly will go down and hang out with them. Yeah, so anyway, so Chobot, from what I've read, micro wrestling Arabic, exactly. From what I read, Chobot is not her married name. It's her first married name that she kept. I guess she liked the sound of it, and that was her professional name when she got into all the stuff she does now. So she's not technically a Chobot. And I guess she'd been married for like 15 or 20 years, and they have I guess it's her second husband. They have a child who's 12, 13, something like that, and they live in the Netherlands. So just a little bit of information. I'd like to do tiny things with Pinky Shortcake. Listen, I have a definite midget fetish thing. Definitely. That's not a good looking midget or person. I mean, she got that tiny little fat little butt I like. But Butterface, my God. Not Yeah, yeah. You just have to flap her over. And Psycho, man, his mouth, his jaw is like weirdly wired when he talks sideways. Anyway, good stuff. Good stuff. Know what? No, you think Pinky Shortcase is a pretty midget? Because then you and I have different midget tastes. You and I could not date the same midgets, obviously. You can have Carolina Reaper, and I'll take Pinky. No, I like the little Mexican chick. You don't see her a lot. You didn't see her a lot. She was a lot cuter than Pinky. And Pinky, man, what a bitch. What a bitch. Chola, yes, that's her. Yes, I like that one. There was another midget wrestling show several years ago, and that had a little chunky blonde midget. She was very cute. My wife will not watch. She did not watch that show. That was another one. She's like, yeah, I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch this. She also doesn't like The Proof Is Out There. She also doesn't like Unbelievable with Dan Aykroyd. She was not even a big fan of watching the William Shatner, whatever one that was on something or other. She's not a big fan of any of those types of shows. She's like, oh, aliens, no, thank you. When we were going through, Netflix last night to find something, it's like as soon as you hit something and she sees anything that looks even remotely like aliens or anything, she's like, nope. All right, go to the next one. Nope, go to the next one. And then she's like, then we saw The Hill with Randy Quaid's brother, Dennis. And she's like, I know you don't want to watch this. This is one of those tearjerkers. I'm like, it's about baseball. And I know Ricky. I remember Ricky Hill. Yeah, let's watch. So we watched that. Somebody must have been cutting onions because I teared up a couple times during the movie. I mean, it's one of those Disney-esque, heartstring pulling stories. Pretty good. And then we watched the first 3 episodes of Fubar, like I said. Have we talked about Vince McMahon and his supposed enjoyment of pooping on people? He is, what's the other guy? McAfee. That was another dude that had a special chair for that. And he would have the Filipino women poop in his mouth. And he would lay under the chair. Yeah, there's some weird people out in this world. We have not talked about this, and I would like not to, because I'm going to, and within 40 minutes or so, I'm going to be eating my lunch. I mean, it's totally scripted, but still fun. Yeah, everything is totally scripted. That's the problem. I thought it was. I liked it. Hopefully, there'll be another season. I know they're touring. Like I said, they're going to be here in. They'll be here in Florida for a couple 3 shows. Name a show besides Real Housewives of Atlanta that isn't scripted. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. My mother watches those shows, and then she gets mad about it. I'm like, well, then don't. What are you watching that crap for? What the hell's wrong with you, woman? All right, hit the next page. Let's see if Nick Zinn is around. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to change the font. I think he in the video he tells you to use this font because it is thick and it's easy to read, but it's really not easy to read the letters. And I don't have a ton of space, obviously, for the box itself. So maybe on tomorrow's episode or Wednesday's episode, when I get around to it and figure it out, it might be changed a little better, and then you guys give me some feedback on it. Let me write this down. Just realized the short story that I finished has the word patient in it. And this story, Dying Days Patient Zero. Is this crazy? It's like me when Frank Edler loves to point out that all of my books have the initial D and D. Down and Dirty, Dying Days, Dirty Deeds, Dr. Doom. Oh no, that's not mine. All right. All right, as the young kids say. I think I'm going to write for a few more minutes. So if anybody's got anything fun to throw out there, just throw that shit out there. And then I probably will not write unless Tom finishes his chapter. But I might not even do that. So no rush, Tom. No rush. Hurry the fuck up. This show is the most loved things on TV. This show is the most loved thing on TV. I think small men get more action than small women. I don't know. Somebody I knew was really good friends with a dwarf girl, and they were going out. I remember they were going out when Kokomo's used to be around. I used to write there, and the owner's daughter was good friends with a dwarf who I met, who was cute, big butt, and they were going out dancing that night. They were going out to the clubs in Daytona Beach, and their daughter told me that her friend gets hit on constantly. It is a lot of guys will say banging a midget is a bucket list event, one of the top 3 things for men to be able to do that. And apparently she enjoys it. Apparently she has no problem with that because men pay attention to her, buy her a lot of drinks, and then they get a mini booty call, I guess. There was a kid I went to high school with, Kenny. He was a little person. He joined a mail review and got so much. I would imagine, yeah. I would imagine they all get a lot. You spelled Mr. Jeff wrong. You said Kenny, but we know you're talking about Mr. Jeff. Are we even allowed to use the word dwarf or midget? No, they're little people. Don't be offensive. They are little people now. When we were growing up, they were dwarves, they were midgets, they were munchkins, whatever. I don't know, whatever you want to say. We don't say any of that anymore, Detective. It's wee lads. I think if you're in Britain, I think that you're allowed to call them, if you're in the UK, I think you're allowed to call them wee lads. Hey, wee lads! That might be Irish. I think if you're in Ireland, they call them wee lads. Oh, trust me, I'm not. I just hear it on the train a lot. So people are talking on the train about midgets and dwarves on the train. The hell train are you on? If you said name 10 things, like if we were at Family Feud right now, they said top 10 answers on the board, 10 things that people talk a lot about on the train into New York. I don't think midgets or dwarves or anything like that would be top 10 for me. The yellow bricks train, exactly. So you're hanging out in a car with the Lollipop Gang from Wizard of Oz. I get it. The weed train. Yep. None of this is. I mean, we're not saying any of this to be offensive. We're just trying to figure things out. That's all. The conversation could go anywhere, people. Anywhere. And it is. The wheat train is a big caboose, yes. My favorite thing is still with Shelly and I were just dating. We went to Bike Week, and I used to have that shirt. I guess I got rid of it now, or she probably threw it out, or it probably don't fit me anymore. That said, "I direct midget porn," and I wore that to Bike Week, and people thought that was hysterical. All the bikers were, "Oh, cool shirt, dude!" Blah blah blah, you know. And then there was a little person. She was there in her little go-go outfit working one of the bars. And so I was like, how cool would that be to take a picture with her? But I wasn't going to go. So Shelly walked over. Now Shelly's like 6 foot tall. And I saw her, she went to bend over and talk to her, but I guess she thought that would be offensive, which it would be. So she's like, "Excuse me, my boyfriend would love to take a picture with you." And the lady was like, "Okay." And she's like, "Here's the problem. He's got a shirt that says, 'I direct midget porn.'" And the lady got very excited. She's like, "Oh my God, where is he? That's so cool." She had all of her friends come over. So I took a picture with her, which you've probably all seen. If not, it's somewhere on my Facebook. And there it is. So I took that picture, which was awesome. She was very cool. Man, she had a nice fat little butt on her too. And that was cool. And then later on, we were at another bar, and I'm wearing the shirt, and some guy comes over. He's like, "Dude, look at this. We saw this midget," and showed me the picture, and I'm like, here's a picture of me with her, dumbass. You know, that was the life of the party. I was the life of the party. That picture should be hung in an art gallery. Yeah, I should make a copy of it. Maybe for MondoCon next year, everybody will get a signed picture. I at one point I knew, because afterwards there was people posting, all the bars post all stuff, and her name was up there, and I wish I had written it down or something, because I would love to find out where she is now, and I would love to send her a signed picture of it. I think that would be. I think she would enjoy it. When I went to school in Manhattan, the subways were maggots with midgets. I don't even know what that means. That will be on the mugs for MondoCon. You know what? That might be. That'd be a good mug. And then you guys would be all posting it online. You'd be like, which conveniently I have a MondoCon 2021 mug I'm drinking today, my Strawberry Dunkin', which is now done. I'll use that picture to scratch my back. There you go. Good times all around. All right, I think I'm going to wrap this up now. I've gotten to the next page on this story. I'm going to probably relax. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to relax. I'm exhausted from doing nothing today. Wait for my wife to get home. We'll probably watch the last 3 episodes of Fubar, which we are enjoying. It's funny. At one point, they're like Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're like, "Oh, you move pretty good for someone who's 65," and I'm like, "Look that up. There's no way he's only 65. He's like 74 or something." Ooh, back scratcher before we go. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. Mr. Frank always knows because he's probably using his back scratcher right now, sitting at his desk instead of working. Celebrate good times. Come on, exactly. Bootsy. No idea what that means. Bootsy Collins, famous bass player. Ooh, that was a good session there. I will probably be on tomorrow. I don't know what time. Could be early, could be later, could be at the same time. Usually at the same time. Anyway, I want to thank you all for hanging out. Reminder to subscribe. It looks like another subscription dropped off. So do that. Detective Writer, subscribe. I expect to see you on that list. And everybody that is on watching this later on YouTube, I appreciate it. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Bootsy Collins, yeah. Great bass player from back in the day. I wonder if Bootsy Collins is still alive. Who can say? All right, everybody. I will definitely see you on Wednesday, but I will probably see you tomorrow.